Hello, I'm Eric.
And I'm Melissa.
And today we're doing our PRGE Portland Retro Gaming Expo 2016 Day 1 pickup video.
Yes.
So you may have seen, we did sort of a vlog of our experience. If you haven't seen them, check those videos out.
Yep. We have day 0, day 1, day 2.
Yeah,
day 3.
Day 3. Yeah, the expo was 3 days, and then we did a day 0 with some other Cartridge Club members. So.
Yeah.
Check that out. But today we're doing just the pickups, just what we grabbed on day 1.
Yes.
All right, let's jump right into it. So we forgot to show our badges.
Okay. Like this.
PRGE badges. Yay. All right. So on, yeah, that's funny. So on day 1 or day 0, before we even started, I had arranged, or we did a slight trade with Musty Hobbit from the Cartridge Club, and I talked to him about this ahead of time.
It was kind of greasy.
It was greasy, yeah. It was a greasy dining room table. I got Castle Shikigami 2. This was a game I had expressed interest in, and he was doing a big trade, and so he grabbed it, tried it, didn't care for it, and so I ended up with it. As also another part of that trade was Clue Land for the NES Black Label. This is one of the Black Label games I was still wanting to get. So that also was included in the trade. So that was pre-PRGE.
Yes.
But I'm counting it as amongst my PRGE pickups.
Yeah.
And then,
oh my goodness,
let's just get these out of the way. There were 2 big books at the expo this year that I wanted to grab. One of them is this one, The Art of Atari. There was actually a panel about this from the author and the artists. And so I decided to grab the book, and I think I even got it signed somewhere.
You got it signed by all 3 of them.
Yeah.
They were in different, they signed them in different
And yeah, one of the artists signed it in his section. There's actually
Yeah.
a section with his work in it. So that was cool. This is a gorgeous art book, and I love the art of Atari. Some of the things they talked about on the panel were actually things I remember thinking as a child, going from the art, the imaginative art, to the pixelated graphics and the disparity there. And of course, the other big book, since Pat, the NES punk, comes to these expos often, I decided to go ahead and grab his book. I did that very early in the expo because I was concerned he wouldn't be able to bring a lot because they are enormous.
Yeah.
But there were plenty to be had, and I did it early enough where there was not much of a line, and so I had him sign. Him and Ian, who were both part of this completely unnecessary podcast, were both at the table, and so I had them sign this. So really excited to be flipping through these books and giving them a check if I can, if I can lift them.
Yeah, you kind of need to like read them on a table.
Yeah, they're coffee table
books. Not on the toilet.
No, these are not toilet reading.
Table,
no, they're certainly not.
Reading books.
All right, and so let's go ahead and do what we often do, historically speaking, and start with the manuals.
You're not going to do chronologically?
No.
Okay.
We got to start with the manuals.
All right.
And this year, I guess this first day, I had very few manuals. Venture for the Atari 2600. This is a game I really enjoy for the ColecoVision, and I wanted to grab the Atari 2600 version to see what it was like. And then, because I had the cartridge, I wanted to grab the manual.
Okay.
Also grabbed Burger Time. NES Burger Time, a game that was missing from the arcade, but we have it on the NES, so great. And finally, Pokemon Emerald manual pack, which is one of the games I actually found thrifting in the days leading up to PRGE.
Yes.
In a bundle for less than $5. So this thing actually has a sticker price of $5. I didn't pay that because it was bundled, but I paid substantially more for this packet of manuals than I did for the game itself. Do you want to talk about these?
Sure.
Go ahead.
We were waiting in line, and somebody came out. I was actually having breakfast at a table right by where they were waiting in line. But they came out and they had a bunch of Atari games, and they said that 3 of the games were modded for winners. So you try them out and they'd say you're a winner. So we got Outlaw.
Yeah. I actually got Indiana Jones, and I traded with its rocket sauce because I have Indiana Jones. And I thought I didn't have Outlaw, but it turns out I do have Outlaw. So now we have
both?
2 Outlaws, yeah.
Okay, did you have Indiana Jones?
Yeah,
Did you? Okay.
yeah.
All right, and then I got Faceless Game Atari that says it's Star Raiders.
Yeah, Star Raiders, which I think requires a custom controller. So,
yeah. So
these we got, I don't know, they may do this every year. Now, this is the first year we've done it, but it's also the first year that we've been anywhere near the front of the line.
We were probably maybe 50 back,
so,
which sounds like, boy, that's not very close, you know, if you go to like some of the smaller conventions, but we could see the door, so that's actually close.
Yeah.
Because that line wraps
there are thousands of people. So
up the escalator, up the stairs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So good. That was fun. I wonder if they do this every year. I don't know. Okay, before we forget, we also got, this was actually on the day 0, or day 1 of PRGE. It was on the day that the arcade was open.
Right.
We met the Game Hunters, and they gave us this awesome plaque.
Yeah.
The MightyQDawg icon and I guess our banner, our font name. So we're really grateful to them for that. So thank you. That's a very cool gift, and I've already got a place picked out where I'm going to hang it.
Over there.
So let's do this hardware, and then we'll move into the rest of the games. Okay. Okay. So I picked up some junk from a. This was $1. It is a black Wii racing wheel. I think I have another one of these. I just figured for $1 it'd be kind of cool for a black controller. I think if I had known I already had one, I think I forgot that. I probably wouldn't have bought it, but for $1 it doesn't matter. And then I also grabbed these keyboard controllers for the Atari 2600. Now we actually had these when I was a kid, and we had a game with it called Brain Games. And my brother one day, it was bizarre because he doesn't do stuff like this, but one day he decided he was going to grab it and grab the Brain Games game and sell it. For something, and we don't, he pocketed the money or whatever. But anyway, we had this growing up, and so I grabbed them, and then I was on the lookout for Brain Games, which I've never actually seen. It doesn't seem to be very expensive or rare, but I'll be trying to get that as part of collecting some of the stuff I had as a child. And I've actually had my eye on these keyboard controllers, not these specific ones, but getting them ever since I first went to PRGE several years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so let's jump into the rest, straight up the rest of the games. We had a pretty slim number of games this year because we had a really big pickup, which we'll talk about at the end. Okay. So do you want to talk about these, or do you want me to do it? This was at the very first table, except for this guy.
Yeah, okay.
Just a stack of Atari games.
All right, so we have Atlantis.
Atlantis, a Magic game, yeah.
Yes, and a Magic game. You went to the iMagic.
Yeah, that was on Sunday, though, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we can't talk about Sunday because today's day 1.
We'll talk about it on the next one.
Okay. And we got Burger Time.
Cool. Burger Time was on my mind, I guess.
Yes, it was. And Freeway.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting this for a while, and this is the first one I found with a good label. That wasn't completely...
And here is Popeye.
These are all $1.
Yeah.
So I went through this dollar bin and just sort of grabbed stuff that looked interesting.
Space War.
Space War, that's like a remake of the original computer game.
Star Master. Not to be confused with Stairmaster.
Yeah, no. Like, I have the manual for this already, so yeah, I've been wanting this game for a long time. This, a friend of mine when I was little had it, and so I kind of wanted to pick it up.
And, oh, look at that. Vanguard.
I don't know what that is. I might have that for another system, maybe the 5200. Anyway, they were $1. They were in good, some of them were in good shape, some of them were ones I was interested in, so I grabbed them.
Yeah.
All right, next.
We'll do that one.
We'll just do this one real quick. This is Shinobi 2. For the Game Gear, I got this game because I have the copy. I already have this game, but the label I had a big gash here, so I decided to get a label upgrade, and we bundled it with some stuff. And I actually told your brother if he could negotiate me a good price, I'd give him the other copy, which is what happened. So he now has that copy. And I hope this one works because I haven't tested it.
Uh-oh. Otherwise we'll be taking that other one back.
Yeah. All right. And then some disc-based games. I was looking for the Taito Legends game, and I ended up getting Taito Legends for the Xbox. I think I have the PlayStation 2 version of the Taito Legends. They actually have slightly different games on them, so I wanted to get both of them. And if you're going to have Taito Legends, you may as well get Taito Legends 2. I think this is exclusive to the PlayStation 2. They didn't make it for the Xbox, so I had to grab this. There's some stuff on here. Darius Gaiden, I can see right on the back. That's probably one of the reasons I wanted it. I think there are some vertical shooters on here that I wanted, so really excited to try these out. I love these little collections.
And didn't you actually get 2 first?
Yeah, I probably picked up 2 first. Yeah,
I think we found 2 first. Yeah.
And then I've been actually looking for this game loose because GameStop gave me the case and the manual for free. I've been looking for it loose, and this is almost as good as loose. It was the case, but it's all screwed up and it's all messed up. And they gave me a really good price for Suikoden 4. So pretty much I've got an extra insert, but I do have this complete when I mix it, combine it with my other copy.
When you Frankenstein it.
Frankenstein it, yeah. All right, and last.
Whoa, these are the heavy hitters.
These are the heavy hitters, yeah. So I'll do. You want me to do this one?
Yeah.
So the first one is one of the first pickups I made. This is R-Type for the TurboGrafx. I've had my eye on this game ever since I've heard about R-Type on the TurboGrafx, so like 1989. I'm of course interested in this game because I had it on the Master System and it's great. And I have some better versions of it now, but I've always wanted it on the Turbo. So I finally grabbed it. It's in nice shape. I actually had it at another expo a few years ago, and a guy came back, and I was kind of walking around the table with it in my hand, looking at other stuff, and he kind of came back and said, "Oh, I'm interested in that. I came back for it. If you're not going to buy it, can I have it?" And I was kind of on the fence about it, and so I gave it to him. I let him buy it, and I've never seen the price that good again, but this came really close. Good. Just a few dollars off of that, so was glad to pick that up.
Okay.
And do you want to talk about that one? Do you know anything?
No, you talk about this one.
All right. One of my Super Nintendo games that's kind of been on my list for a while, and I knew nothing about this game. I can thank YouTube for this, or you can thank them. Everybody keeps talking about ActRaiser, and I decided it was a game that I would desire to have complete in box. I was also looking for Mystic Quest and Secret of Evermore.
And Gradius 3.
And Gradius 3. But this is one that I found on the first day. ActRaiser, it is complete, I believe. The manual and the game are in here, and the box is a little bit beat up, but the manual and the game are in really good shape. So grab that. Glad to have that and try that out. You want to talk about this one? You should talk about this one.
Okay. I'm not sure I can remember. Oh my goodness. It's been a long weekend. So this was on your list. Be high up on your list. Okay. It is Genesis, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. And we were actually kind of competing with some other people we knew who wanted this. Yeah. So I don't know how we found it.
Musty wanted it. The Game Hunters wanted it. Doc Ness wanted it.
So they had several copies.
There were several copies.
So, and we just happened upon this one.
Which was good enough for me.
Yes. And it is complete. Oh, I forgot you showed the picture. So, and it's actually in really good condition. And if I'm not mistaken, it was at that table with the couple, right? Who?
Yeah, they have good stuff. Yeah,
they had some really good stuff. So. We got a good deal on it, so that was really good.
Yeah, was glad to get that. Excited. That was actually one of the games that was on the list.
Yeah, on like the priority list for day one. So.
Okay, and finally, the huge pickup of the expo.
So should we talk about how it started? Like, how did you find out this was there? Somebody
came. I think it's Rocket Sauce came and told me.
Rocket Sauce or Musty?
One of them
came and said, "Oh, look what they have."
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Show it. Yeah.
Go ahead, you show
All
it.
right. So there was a table. I was not expecting this. There was a table that had James Buster Douglas Knockout Boxing. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is ignoring the Sonic UPC symbol, US version. This is by far the most expensive North American Sega Master System game there is. And there has been a vendor who's had it loose for $200.
Did he still have? Did he have it?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
$200 loose for a number of years. The last time I saw this, I saw it at PRGE in 2013, and it was incomplete. It had the case in the cart, but not the manual, and it was going for $200 then, and somebody bought it.
Yeah. And so we haven't seen it since.
We haven't seen it since.
We haven't seen it on eBay, really.
I've been looking on eBay, and it's hard to find a copy with the manual. They don't all come complete. And this one does have the manual, and so. We tried to negotiate. I walked away at first. I couldn't do a trade. I had something to trade, but they wouldn't take it because it was loose. It was a loose Saturn game. They weren't interested, so I walked away. And then I said, you know what? Why don't I had your brother go back? Were you with him for the first negotiation? I had your brother go back and say, try to do a negotiation to get about probably about 30 to 20% off.
Because my brother is like...
He's awesome. Like, he negotiates all of our stuff.
Everything.
So he went back and he tried to get 30 to 20. I had him start at 30% off and go up to 20, which was kind of my rule of thumb for the expo. He came back and said, no, the person who had bought the one 3 years ago, who didn't have a manual with it, had offered him at 90%, only 10% off, and he turned that down. And so I said, well, okay, fine. It's out of my range. That's I don't 10% off the price he was asking. It's not enough. But as I thought about it, I came to realize that if this person who bought it 3 years ago is still looking for a manual, and given how well traveled this person is to other expos, if he hasn't seen a manual since then and he's still looking to buy this copy, even though he's already got one, to get the manual, that must mean it's pretty hard to come by, because he hasn't found it in 3 years. So I said, you know what, this might be the best opportunity I'm going to have to grab this. And I also had a little extra money this year, so you and your brother went back.
So I went back and I walked up to the guy and I said, look, my husband is about to complete his Master System collection. He's 2 away. I said, this is this one and Sonic. I said, we haven't been seeing it, and this is the only one left. And I asked him if he would take some money off, and he said, I said, would you take 5% off? And he went up an extra. He said, well, I'll do it, but for $5 more. And I said, fine, sold. And so then I paid him the money and grabbed it. This was from his personal collection. Yeah. He said he had it for like 13 years, and he knew the quality of this game and everything. And so he even said, he was like, it's hard to see it go, but I'll give it to you. And I thanked him, and then he said, he was like, oh, you're a good wife to try to get this for your husband. And I said, well, thanks for giving it to us. And then it turned out the guy was from Chicago. Yeah. So then, of course, like, he and my brother started talking it up even more. And my brother knows where his shop is and stuff. And my brother's going to go over there and
I wasn't even present.
No, you were too nervous.
I was too nervous, and I was hovering around further away. And
I was totally nervous buying it too. I was kind of shaking.
This is by far the most expensive game. It might be the most expensive gaming item. I don't know if I even paid as much for this as I paid for the consoles.
Yeah,
I paid more for this than I paid for consoles. But it gets me. It's the hurdle. It's the big item for a complete Sega Master System North American collection.
We had prepared for it.
And we had, I wasn't expecting it to be there, but we had some extra money. And in fact, we can talk about that briefly. Yeah. One reason I had some extra money, it was actually going to be earmarked for the Sega Master System store kiosk that was there on auction the first night. And I had been told, the last one that sold, it only went for a couple of $100 or a few hundred. So I had a budget for it. Given how big and bulky that thing is and how much trouble it is going to be to set up and store, I had a budget that was, sort of, I guess, on the low end. But I thought would be reasonable. I'd be willing to pay it. And of course, as is always my experience with these auctions, the price shot beyond my maximum within seconds. Yeah. I'm surprised to hear that in the past year they think it went for about $300. This year it went for $900. So the world's gone crazy. I can't afford it. I don't know where this comes from. Yeah. It actually turns out that the guy who bought it was a co-vendor with the guy who had this. He came in just before they auctioned it, sat down, waited for the prices to calm, and then bid it, waited for all the low-end people like me to get out, and then he put in his first bid and went up a couple hundred from there. Yeah. So I didn't get that, but
we got this.
I do have this, so we're still looking for that. We're still looking for that last game, Sonic, and check our next video, day 2, to see how we did there and whether we completed that, and whether we got any of our other top 5 items for PRGE.
That's right.
So that's it.
All right. If you enjoyed the video, like us and subscribe.